We live in a world more connected than ever, yet more of us feel completely disconnected, not just from others, but from ourselves. We wake up tired, we move through our day like shadows, and at night, we collapse, mentally, emotionally, spiritually drained. But what's strange is that even when we rest, we're still exhausted. This isn't about laziness. This isn't just about sleep. This is something deeper. We've tried caffeine, power naps, supplements, diets, but none of it works for long, because the tiredness we feel isn't just in the body, it's in the soul. And until we understand where it comes from, we'll keep chasing energy the way we chase purpose, endlessly and always out of reach. So let's pause and ask the question no one's really asking. What is this tiredness trying to teach us? When we feel tired, the world offers us two solutions: consume more or hustle harder. We're told to drink this, track that, meditate here, optimize there. But behind it all is a dangerous idea. That tiredness is a flaw, a failure, a weakness. So we try to fix ourselves. We download more apps. We punish ourselves for needing rest. We tell ourselves, just push through. But here's the truth. Tiredness isn't always something to fight. Sometimes it's a signal. It's your body's way of whispering, something's not right. It's your soul saying, this path isn't yours. Yet instead of listening, we silence it with distractions. We forget that fatigue isn't always physical. It can be existential. It can be spiritual. It can be the weight of unlived potential. And no amount of sleep can fix that. We're not just tired because we do too much. We're tired because we carry too much. That isn't even ours. Expectations, unresolved emotions, old identities, unspoken shame. We carry pressure to succeed, even when we don't know what success means. We carry pressure to perform, even when no one's watching. We carry stories we didn't write, and roles we never asked for. And every day we suppress part of ourselves just to survive. We say yes when we want to say no. We smile when we want to scream. We keep going, not because we're strong, but because we're afraid to stop. But that's not strength, that's survival. And survival mode is exhausting. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." We keep wondering why we're tired, but we never question the invisible stories draining us dry. Imagine this. Every day, you wake up with a limited amount of energy, like a spiritual currency. But here's the catch. Most of us spend that energy in places that don't refill us. You scroll, you perform, you pretend, you engage in conversations that don't matter. You hold back emotions you need to express. You shapeshift to be liked, accepted, safe. And all of that costs energy. We think energy comes from food and sleep alone. But the truth is, energy is also lost through misalignment. Every time we betray our truth, we pay for it. Every time we abandon our boundaries, we pay for it. Every time we ignore our needs, we pay for it. And by the end of the day, we're broke. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And yet, we wonder, why does life feel so heavy? Maybe we're not tired from doing too much. Maybe we're tired from being disconnected from what matters. Disconnected from purpose, from presence, from creativity, from nature, from silence. We stare at screens instead of sunsets. We answer emails instead of asking ourselves real questions. We drown in input and forget how to feel. We consume more information than ever and feel more lost than ever. But the body knows, the soul knows, and it whispers, this isn't it. This isn't living. This is coping. And coping takes far more energy than living. So maybe what we need isn't more effort. Maybe we need more connection to ourselves, to beauty, to meaning. Carl Jung introduced the idea of the shadow self. All the parts of us we hide, repress, and deny. Anger, envy, lust, ambition, insecurity. We bury them because we were told they were bad. But what we suppress doesn't vanish. It festers. It shows up as fatigue, as resentment, as sudden rage, as unexplained sadness. And every day we keep the shadow buried. It costs us, because it takes energy to live a lie, to act okay when we're not, to filter every word, to smile through pain, to pretend we're fine when we're falling apart. The greatest energy thief is inauthenticity, and the most liberating decision you'll ever make is to be fully honest with yourself. Not perfect, not polished, but real. Because when you reclaim the parts you've exiled, you don't just find rest, you find wholeness. And wholeness doesn't drain you, it restores you. There's a kind of tiredness we feel when we're off path, but there's another kind, the kind that disappears when we align. Think about the times you felt truly alive, creating something meaningful, helping someone deeply, speaking your truth, traveling somewhere new, falling in love with a moment. In those moments, you weren't tired because you were plugged into something bigger than yourself. That's not caffeine, that's clarity, that's soul electricity. When we live in alignment with our truth, we generate energy, not endlessly, not perfectly, but naturally. Purpose fuels us in a way no supplement can. So, maybe the question isn't, why am I so tired? Maybe the real question is, where am I not living my truth? Let's be honest, we live in a system that profits from your fatigue. You're more likely to buy things when you're drained, more likely to obey when you're overwhelmed, easier to control when you're disconnected from yourself. This isn't a conspiracy, it's business. You're told to grind harder, hustle more, rest less. You're praised for burnout and guilted for resting. But you weren't born to be a machine. You were born to be human, to create, to connect, to explore, to feel. And reclaiming your energy is an act of rebellion. It's how you step out of the noise and return to the truth of who you are. So, how do we reclaim our energy? Not by doing more, but by doing differently. Here's how. Honor your no. Boundaries are energy protection. Say what you feel. Emotional suppression equals exhaustion. Disconnect to reconnect. Leave the noise. Find silence. Create without judging. Art heals. Walk, breathe, touch trees. Nature is medicine. Ask better questions. Instead of, how do I fix myself? Try, what part of me needs to be heard? And most of all, choose alignment over approval. Every time you trade truth for people-pleasing, you pay with your energy. The more you live from your core, the less exhausted you feel. Not because life becomes easier, but because you stop fighting yourself. You're not broken, you're not lazy, you're not falling behind. You're just tired from carrying what you were never meant to carry, but it doesn't have to stay that way. You can come back to yourself, back to clarity, back to truth. And when you do, you don't just get your energy back, you get your life back. So if you felt tired for too long, this is your invitation. Wake up, reclaim your energy, reclaim yourself. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to return to yourself. And when you do, the fatigue will fade, and in its place, you'll feel something else. Fire. If this message hit home, if you saw even a small part of yourself in these words, then don't let it stop here. Drop a comment. What kind of tired have you been carrying? What's one thing you're ready to let go of? And if you felt something shift, like you're finally waking up to something deeper, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm more people need this, and subscribe to the channel, because this isn't just content. This is a conversation about who we are beneath the noise. So, until next time, stay awake, stay grounded, and most of all, stay true to yourself.